Good morning, fellow peeps and folks. I'm Allie, and today we are watching Overlord. We are starting a new show. Code Geass is done, and, well, technically, while I'm recording this, Code Geass is done on Patreon, but it's not done on YouTube, so it's still gonna go a while, like a few months, until, like, somewhere in the beginning of next year. But yeah, we're starting Overlord now. It's going to replace Code Geass, obviously. Honestly, this video has to go up in like 2 days, so I have not pre-recorded. This is very, very sudden. But I'm gonna probably do 4 episodes today, then next recording session do 5 and then 4 because someone told me that that would be good cutoff points. But yeah, Overlord. I don't know much about this. I don't know I know almost nothing about it. I know that there's a skeleton because I've seen it. But there is so much mystery around this. I have no idea what the theme is. I mean, it's probably gonna be some fantasy stuff because there's a skeleton that seems to be living and probably talking and stuff, so that's a thing. People told me I might like it. We'll see. I will definitely do the first season, no matter if I enjoy it or not. But I think I will, so I'll probably do everything else too. But yeah, this episode is apparently called End and Beginning, which is a very generic title, but and it really doesn't tell you anything. But I guess that's good because I'm just gonna jump in blind. And we're gonna see what the skeleton's all about. Yeah. I'm watching this Japanese with English dub. Just for your information, it's gonna be exactly as I did with Code Geass. I will have the subs displayed down here all the time. So you always know when to sync up your own copy. But that's basically it. Like before, 1 minute, full picture-in-picture. Without sound probably too, because sound usually gets claimed a lot and blocked a lot. But yeah, I guess we'll just start because I don't know what else to say. So, funny or not so funny thing, I didn't sleep much last night. Instead, I slept well into the day. So this is not the morning. Usually I record in the mornings from like 8 a.m. But it's like 2 p.m. now. Because my dad's not here, my brother is not here, and my mom doesn't, it doesn't bother her. So even though I couldn't sleep last night because our heater was doing sounds and I couldn't, I just couldn't fall asleep, I decided to record anyway because it works and I do have the time today. So, Overlord. Let me just set up everything quickly so that I can reach it. We'll see. It's weird because even those other shows where I went in kind of blind, I've almost always seen a handful of characters. Or at least heard something about the theme of the show. With this, I don't know what to expect. But I guess that's just a thing. And we're gonna see what to expect because we're gonna experience it. So let's go in 3, 2, 1, and go. Season 1, Episode 1, End and beginning. Alright. Kadokawa Video. Funimation! Okay, so that's Funimation. You should be watching. I am watching. Oh, okay, so we're doing MMORPG. DMMORPG, even. Okay. I'm getting Alfheim vibes. Like, Sword Art Online, but then we have the Norse thing going on. To see its end. Okay. Interesting art style. Like, those skeletons are very 3D. I guess that works. So you're the fighter? Got a few mages in there. Hello, there's the skeleton I know that is in there. Well, I guess that didn't go like you thought it would. He seems a lot more dangerous. Alright, this is the intro. Of course, a lot of skeletons. So, characters we will probably meet over the course of the next few episodes. Alright. There's a lot of characters that I hope I will get the names of quickly, because names are gonna be easier to remember than dude with glasses. Or something. So there's gonna be a lot of fighting. Of course, I mean, it's a D MMORPG, even though the D is new. Like in SAO, it was a VR MMORPG. Really? That name? Just a double of hero. You're weird. It's weird to hear a normal voice. It's weird to hear normal voices! Guild leader, okay. Makes sense. So you kind of made an evil guild. Okay. Interesting. So the design is very like old school MMO. Oh, someone's sad. It's still weird to hear a normal voice from him because I expected like a deep and booming whatever. But it makes sense since apparently he's not an NPC, he's not like a boss or something, he's just a guild leader. A lot of work put in. Guild weapon. Alright. Wow. Of course, it's... Wow, 37 of them quit, so it's only 4? Okay, 3 if you don't count him. But that's the thing about MMORPGs. You just play and try to not do too much to your real life. Too much damage. They all chose real life in the end. Okay, so are those NPCs? Yeah. Combat maids. Okay. I mean, I'm not surprised to see maids in here because that's just anime thing going on. And combat maids is just, I don't know, giving me ReZero vibes. So those are all NPCs. Whatever you want. Okay. So what is it that you want? That's an impressive haul. And you built this all with the others. As someone who does also, you know, play RPGs and stuff, I can definitely respect that. Stand by. Okay. He doesn't even know how to command them, really. Strongest NPC. Oh no, descriptions. Of course. So you can change settings for NPCs. I mean, it would make sense. Oh god, no. Really? You're making yourself a waifu? I mean, what else can he do? He's alone. Level 100. That's... He was grinding a lot. Okay, I cannot remember those names. Like, Momonga is still in the range. And since he's the main character, I gotta remember that. 4 AM is inhumane. Server shuts down. Oh. Or it was supposed to shut down. Okay, so we're setting this up. Oh. Okay. So the server was shut down, but you didn't log out. And she's active. Okay, so that's the setup we have here. Okay, you can't call them. You might be trapped in here because that's basically the plot of such animes. Yeah, she's moving like an actual person and talking. So are you now the only player in a world full of NPCs, or are there others? So technically this has just ceased being a game. All right. That aren't specified commands. Yeah, because they've kind of come alive. That's basically how it is, right? You could try it. I doubt it'll work, but... How he's changing his voice. It's still the same voice actor, right? Probably. But he's changing the voice so he sounds more like sinister. She has a pulse. Okay. Yeah, sure. All right. Of course, right. So the PG rating is now is now done, or what? Is that what you wanna? Why don't you just curse and test that? Well. Well. Yeah, you kind of, before that all ended and started, and in beginning, you kind of programmed her to be in love with you. Also, how would you even... How would you even? That's my question. I doubt the character creation made you choose things like that. Yep. But now you can't change settings anymore, I guess. And everyone else has left. Okay, so you can't teleport because of that ring. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah. Like, if there's, like, magic and stuff, you should be able to use it. Because it seems like this world still works on the same rules, just without the whole computer thing going on. Without the whole settings and commands and stuff. Hello. All right. Of course, they're all listening to you. All right. So they have like heterochromia in the different direction. Interesting. I mean, they're probably twins. Okay. So it's basically the Infinity Gauntlet. um, yeah. Chartier? Who is that? So how do you do it now? Yeah, that's the question. So you can just sense it. That worked. Mm-hmm. Upper 80s, that's a lot. Yeah, your twin is much more adventurous. All right. We'll see. You have a whip, okay. And you're just a mage. I mean, it would make sense character-wise. Mm-hmm. Because they're not logged in. They're not part of this world now. Just with whom? Oh, with the NPC. Alright. What is he gonna report? You're just gonna take some water. Why not? I mean, if you have the skill, then just do it. He's just a normal person. I mean, as a player, he probably never, you know... Who are you, vampire lady with an umbrella? Yep. Pretty strong, I guess. Like, legendary strength. Alright, so the characters we saw in the intro, like one by one, are the NPCs. Alright. Cocytus. Oh, so you're named after one of the rivers of the underworld. Mm-hmm. Alright, so that we got basically the names of everyone. Alright. So there's two more. There's gonna be... It's gonna take some time until I got the names down. And also how to pronounce them just like that, because since this is, you know... Alright. Let's have the outro. Alright, so that was basically the first episode. Let me think a little bit. It's just her in this outro. Just a random change of the settings, and that was what came out of it. The whole being obsessed with him, basically. Probably. Yoo-hoo. It probably would have been more interesting if she really was a bitch. I don't know. Alright. And that is it. So, that was Overlord episode 1. End and beginning. It makes sense why it would be called this way. Even if it is a generic title, it makes sense that it is the end of the game, but the beginning of basically a new thing. So when I, like, from the little information I had about this anime, mainly, you know, seeing the character, basically. That's everything I had. And then we established that this is an RPG. So I was like, oh, is he like a final boss or something? But he's not. And this definitely subverted my expectations. And subverting expectations is good, if it makes sense. And it made sense, of course. I mean, it's the beginning of the show. That's the premise. So yeah, we had the game, basically. And it was supposed to shut down its servers. Happens. I mean, it's sad, but it does happen. Even though, you know, this is more advanced stuff, kind of like we see in Sword Art Online, for example. The whole being inside the game. And, well, yeah, that's basically... but he was the only one of the guild still staying. He wanted to basically stay until the service shut down until the end, because they really reached a lot with their guild. And it does make sense. But I can definitely... it's relatable about the whole, yeah, that was a big guild, but one by one they all kind of quit and chose real life. It makes a lot of sense. It's very realistic, because that's what happens. And there's always, like, one or maybe two people who just cling to it. And this guild leader, Momonga, his name, okay. That's a name I can actually remember. So, he's the only one left, basically. And since at the time when the servers were about to shut down, nothing happened to him, but he couldn't use his controls. He's the only one here. And now he's basically the lord of a few NPCs. But those NPCs now actually live and are active. So, I guess, seeing as the intro showed them, they're gonna be basically the main squad. I am wondering if there's more players that had the same happen to them. Some people that just, you know, stayed when the servers shut down. And, you know, that just happened. So there are more than just him. Of course, not from his guild, but, like, otherwise in the world. And what happened to his, like, real-life body and stuff. Because, like, in Sword Art Online, we had definitely, you know, the whole thing of, yeah, we know what happens to your bodies, and they're transferred into hospitals to keep them alive and stuff. What exactly happened here? And I don't know if we will ever get that, or if this is just, you know, just the perspective of the game, of this new world. But I would like to know, like, is it just like a coma? Or has he kind of died and his soul is here now? I don't know. I would like to know that. So yeah, like I said, subverted expectations. I didn't expect him to be just a random dude who likes to play MMORPGs. But that makes it more relatable. Especially as someone who does play games and does, you know, play the occasional MMORPG, even though it's not like that, it's not really being in there, but just, you know, on the computer. But it still makes sense about, you know, how you would react, how you would be used to the controls, basically, but then you could just do it. That's interesting. Yeah, and, like, the voice at the beginning was just like, wait, what? I expected you to have a deep rumbling voice. But, you know, it's just the player's voice, so makes sense. Like, when, in the beginning, we had that blob guy, the one with the double hero name. Yeah. That was weird, too. But yeah, our characters are the NPCs, or the guardians, basically. The ones they have guarding the guild. even though they're now basically most of the members of the guild, because there's nobody else there. So there's this part in the end where they just, bowed down and said their names. So I think that is the best part to, learn the names. Even though I know that I will have problems with them. So, we have Shaltir Bloodfallen. I mean, she is a vampire lady. It makes sense. But I can't just refer to her as the full name, so they called her just Shaltir before. Shall tear your neck apart. Shall tear, then, in that case. So is it tear or tear? English language. Can I just call her Shawl? Because that would, make it easier. So then we have the 5th floor. So yeah, the 4th floor was another one that they mentioned but wasn't there. Okay, so Guardian of the 5th floor, Cocytus. If you know Greek mythology, Cocytus is a river of the underworld. It's the river of... How do I describe it? It's the one where the whole wailing and misery. I think it's called the River of Misery. I'm not sure. River of Wailing, it's called on Wikipedia. But yeah, it's kind of like the whole misery thing going on. But yeah, that's this guy, which looks a little bit like an insect. But I can I think I will remember his name, because, Cocytus, it makes sense. So we have... So, now with the twins, this is going to be interesting, because do I pronounce that English, like Ora Bella Fiora? Or do I say the A, like the Aura Bella Fiora? Which is an interesting name. And then we have Mare Bello Fiore. It sounds very Italian. I mean, it probably is Italian. Mare means the sea. So if you know the Mediterranean, it's called the Mare Nostrum. Our sea, basically. So yeah, I mean, our mare. I can call them that. So then we have Demiurge, or whatever. Can I call you Demi? I'm just gonna call him Demi. And Albedo. Or Albedo. Albedo sounds better in English, I don't know. So those are the ones we have as like our core group now. So, learning names. So yeah, expectations. Momonga trying to, find out what really happened, I guess. I hope we'll see if there are other players stuck here. And yeah, just normal guild shenanigans, I think, because now the NPCs can actually live. So yeah, interesting concept. It is the whole, like we know from SAO, from Log Horizon, the whole, like, it's a game and it comes to life thing. But it's, of course, it's a little bit of a different concept here that... the whole server shut down and stuff, so it's not an ongoing game, and it's not like all the players that were in there, you know, because in SAO and in Log Horizon, it's like it was normal gaming, and then all of a sudden it happened. So there are a lot of people, a lot of players, while in here it seems like there's, well, at this moment only him, but probably only those few that stuck around. So it's a different concept, and yeah, I do enjoy that. We'll see. I hope the albedo stuff is not going to be too on the nose all the time. I mean, seeing as the outro is about her, I am not certain about that. But yeah. So, I guess that's gonna be it. Yeah. I will definitely watch a few more episodes of this. I'm interested, especially in how, you know, how many other players are there and stuff. But yeah, that's the start of the new show. It's the end and the beginning. Wow. But yeah, on this note, have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!